What if every expectation you're carrying isn't actually yours? There are moments when life feels unbearably heavy, but the weight pressing on your chest isn't life itself. It's the silent pressure of expectations. You never chose, roles you never auditioned for, standards you never agreed to, and voices you never meant to obey. Sometimes, the heaviest burdens are simply the ones that do not belong to you. There was once a young boy in a small town. He grew up hearing the same lines, over and over, like a script written before his birth. You must make us proud. You need to be better. Don't disappoint anyone. And every sentence became a stone he tucked into an invisible backpack on his back. As years passed, that backpack grew heavier. He studied harder because he feared failure. He worked longer because he feared judgment. He smiled constantly because he feared being seen as weak. The shadow of expectation grew so large that he eventually forgot the shape of his own face. What if the life you're living is only a reflection of what others want? One evening, exhausted, the boy sat down by the roadside. Next to him was an old man selling tea. The man observed him quietly and asked, "Your load seems heavy. Tell me, how many of those stones actually belong to you?" The boy froze. No one had ever asked him that. More importantly, he had never asked himself. The old man poured a cup of hot tea and slid it gently toward him. "People do something strange," he said softly. "They carry stones that aren't theirs, and then wonder why their legs hurt." The boy looked at his hands and, for the first time, he began to see the truth. If your backpack feels heavy too, hit subscribe and walk this healing path with me, one story at a time, one breath at a time. We'll learn to put the stones down together. Growing up, we learn to place expectations on ourselves. We must succeed by 25. We should earn a certain income. We need to make our families proud. We're supposed to be some polished version of perfection. But here's the truth no one tells you. An expectation is like a beautiful jacket, but it's still one fit if it's not yours. Some expectations guide us. Some expectations imprison us. Stoic philosophy says, control what you can, release what you can't. Eastern philosophy adds, water is soft, yet nothing is stronger than water. When you know who you are, expectation becomes a compass. When you don't, it becomes a cage. The boy went home that night and opened his backpack, not a real one, but the one inside his mind. Inside it, he found the fear of disappointing others, the obsession with being perfect, the constant comparisons, the opinions of strangers, the anxiety of not being worthy enough. He began placing each stone on the ground, and strangely, as each stone left his hands, he felt breath returning to his body. Do you know what's more frightening than failure? Living a life you never chose. What if the peace you're searching for comes from letting go, not adding more? Take a deep breath. Slowly release it. Now ask yourself 3 gentle questions. Is this desire truly mine? Am I living for something or just for someone? If all the noise disappeared, what would I choose for myself? You don't need the answers today. Asking is enough. It's the beginning of coming home to yourself. If you're searching for your inner voice again, click subscribe, not for my sake, but because every story here is a reminder that you are enough, even when you stop trying to be someone else. A few days later, the boy returned to see the tea seller. The old man smiled. "You seem lighter already." The boy asked, "How do I know if I'm living my own life?" The old man replied, "If it feels light, it's yours. If it feels heavy, it belongs to someone else." The boy hesitated. "And what if I'm afraid of disappointing people?" The man chuckled gently. "You weren't born to be a shell for the expectations of the world. You were born to live as a free being." Those words stayed with the boy for many years. They became a lantern guiding him out of comparison, guilt, and silent pressure. And the expectations become painful because they pull you away from yourself. They make you live to impress, live to be accepted, live to avoid judgment, live to not fall behind. But here's the truth. That's not living. That's only surviving. You begin living when you choose a direction, even if others don't understand. Peace doesn't come from being approved. It comes from being authentic. Let's try a small healing ritual. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a backpack resting on your shoulders. Inside it, fear, pressure, comparison, expectation, judgment, old wounds, words that made you shrink instead of grow. Open the backpack. Take out one thing. Just one. Place it gently on the ground. Look at it one last time. Then turn away from it. This is the beginning of healing. Small, honest, gentle steps. If this message touched something in you, if you're ready to release the weight you never needed to carry, hit subscribe and stay close. Here, you're not asked to be perfect. You're not asked to impress anyone. You're simply invited to breathe deeper, live truer, and return to yourself. Life doesn't ask you to be strong all the time. It doesn't ask you to be extraordinary. It doesn't ask you to hold up everyone's expectations. Life only asks one thing of you: be truthful to yourself. Because when you live from your inner truth, expectations become like the wind. They may touch you, but they no longer define you. And slowly, gently, you begin to understand the heaviest burdens were never yours to carry.